I'm Vi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be discussing tattoos numbers 63 and 64, considering I totally forgot about them in my last tattoo video. And we're going to be going over tattoos 1 through 11 today of my collection for posterity's sake. So let's get started. So tattoos 63 and 64 are actually right by my Eye of Ra and Eye of Horus. So this one, actually, it's supposed to be looking like this. This one, it represents wealth, and this one represents power. So both of them are runes that were used by druids back in the day, and still actually today now in the magic community. Let's see. Let me see if I can bring up some more info on them. But yes, so this is Fehu, and it represents wealth. It also corresponds to the letter F in the English alphabet, and Urus, this one right here, represents power and corresponds to the letters U and V in the English alphabet. Yeah, the fact that these two runes also represent F and U, I thought was really funny. So I got those. At the same time, I got both Houdini and Gobi on my hands. They've healed up pretty well, though I'm still gonna have to go in for some touch-ups, which is no big deal. But yeah, so those are tattoos 63 and 64. Now let's go over tattoos 1 through 11. My first tattoos were actually my sharks on my hands right here. So this is Bonita, she's a great white shark, and this is Judith. She is a tiger shark. These two I drew up. I actually drew them up in my sketchbook. Insert pic here. And had them tattooed by James from Grim North. And James was a responsible tattoo artist. He asked me, you know, if I had a steady job, and the repercussions of getting your first tattoos on your hands. However, I assured James that, you know, I had a good job and all that, and that I knew the repercussions. I don't think he realized at the time that I'd fill up. So, yeah, his concern was really nice, but it was not needed. But yeah, he ended up doing them, and I think he charged me, I think, $150 for both. And I didn't realize, because this was the beginning of my tattoo career, I didn't realize tipping was a thing. So I totally forgot to tip, and it haunted me for a couple years after, once I found out. And I actually finally ended up just heading to the shop a couple years later with a friend, because I was actually finally in that same area for once, of Portsmouth. So I headed into the shop, and I think it was Josh. I handed Josh like a $20 bill, like, just to tell him, hey, can you give this to James? I totally forgot to tip him 2 years ago when he did my sharks on my hands. So yeah, that's a story I like to tell my friends when I tell them about my first tattoos that happen to be on my hands. So that's those are tattoos 1 and 2. Tattoos 3 and 4 are actually my crown tattoos I have on my top of my arms here. So this is my crown of spades. And then crown of hearts is on the side right here. I tend to get tattoos in pairs because I like to. I like the duality, the idea of duality. I mean, I am a Gemini and I have Gemini sun, and my Libra is in my moon is in Libra, so it makes sense to me. But yeah, so I also drew up these two tattoo ideas, and I actually went to a place in Dover. I think the studio was called Foxfire Studios, and the artist specialized in like realism, colored realism. And this is a good example of doing your research when searching for a tattoo artist, because I went in thinking that she could do it in a certain way or whatever, and I ended up, luckily I'm proficient at drawing, and I was able to, give her my original idea, and that's what we ended up going with. But yeah, it's, the execution of my idea was just okay. I mean, I like my tattoos, obviously, I kind of have to, at this point. It's been a few years, but I had the same attitude after the appointment. But yeah, I just I do your research. Make sure your tattoo artist does your tattoo in the style that you want. Don't go to a realism tattoo artist and ask for, neo-traditional or whatever, because that's not what they specialize in, and that's not what they're, good at, I guess, to put it plainly. But yeah, it's not like I didn't like the ideas that she came up with for me. I actually really liked them, but it just didn't go with the vision that I had. So that's why we ended up falling back to my original idea. But yeah, I remember she charged a lot. She charged a lot for what she did, but I ended up not ever going back to her because I didn't, not that she did a bad job or anything, it's just that I don't find myself wanting realism. I don't gravitate towards that style. If I wanted realism, it wouldn't be on my body. I'd commission them for like a painting or a drawing or something. Yeah. The style that I like neo-traditional. I like a little bit of new school too. I like that illustrative quality with big, bold lines. Different line weights I like. I like bold colors. Kind of like that scrapbook sticker collection look. Just because I have so many ideas, right? So that's what works best for me, so it's what I went with. So my next tattoo, number 5, is actually my knuckles. I should probably take off my rings so you can read them, but I got my knuckles done, and it reads Sinister. Now, why I got Sinister across my knuckles? Well, I am a sinister. A sinister as a noun is a left-handed person, and that just really tickled me. So I decided to get sinister across my knuckles because not only is it a noun, it's also an adjective, and we all know what sinister means as an adjective. So, which I mean, hey, if someone crosses me, the Scorpio rising comes out, to say the least. So, next up, is the punctuation marks on my thumbs. So I have a question mark. It looks like Judith is confused. And then I have a exclamation point, and it looks like Bonnie is excited. Well, the reason why I got those two punctuation marks, they're the most common ones that I happen to use. So, and the fact that like it looks like Judith is confused and Bonnie looks excited is just a bonus. So that's what I wanted to get, and it also matches the Sinister tattoo. So next up are the Hermes wings I have on my ankles. Insert photo here. I got these on my ankles because Hermes happens to be the Roman equivalent of... No, Hermes is the Greek equivalent to the Roman god of Mercury, and Mercury obviously is the ruling planet over the sign of Gemini, so it's a little nod to that. And I got 2 separate wings as one set. I have like a really cute fluffy black feathered wing and like a cute like demon dragon wing, really cute. But yeah, that's on my left ankle. Next up, right between them, is the Sailor Mercury transformation pen. Again, this is a nod to the fact that Mercury rules Gemini. So, and growing up, Sailor Mercury was my favorite Sailor Scout. She was number 1 for a while, at least for the inner senshi, the inner planets. But yeah, and then last but not least, for 10 and 11 are my skeleton swallows on my hips, or right next to my hips, like above my pelvis, I guess you can say. On my love handles, is that the correct terminology? I don't know. But I got these because swallows represent messengers, like, I guess, between the afterlife and this life. So I thought I'd subvert it and get skeleton swallows instead, dead skeleton swallows. Or undead rather. One's holding a little orange lily in its mouth, and orange lilies represent hatred. So again, only because I wanted to subvert the original meaning of the swallow tattoo, and it's a running theme with me. I like to take like traditional tattoo ideas and like make them my own by subverting them somehow. So the traditional swallow I turned into skeletons that sit on my love handles down here. So, but yeah, those are my first 11 tattoos ever. I'm probably gonna go over tattoos 12 through 20 sometime in the near future. But yeah, that's it for this tattoo diary. Until next time. Joop joop. Oh, and do all the things. Like, comment, subscribe, set your notification bell to on so you never miss a video. Bye!